Let's talk skin. Let's talk truth. This is Barefaced Chat, and I'm Kelly Sainer. I've spent over 2 decades in aesthetics, seen behind the filters, under the makeup, and beneath the skin. On this podcast, we strip back the noise and get real about beauty, identity, and everything in between. In this episode, we talk about PRP and regenerative medicine. We discuss that in connection with menopause and sexual reconnection. We discover the woman behind the clinic, her burnout, the pivot, and her new chapter. Because skin isn't just skin, it's your story, and I'm here for it. I'm Kelly Sainer. Are you ready for some barefaced chat? Disclaimer, the views shared in this episode are personal opinion and are not intended as medical advice. Always consult with a qualified professional before making decisions about your skin or health. So let me just introduce you to everybody that doesn't know who you are already, because I think you are already, but after knowing you for 10 minutes, a major force to be reckoned with and a real thought leader and a world changer, because you've got that energy. I know you described yourself as like quite quiet and reserved, but I think that this seems to be so much more in you that wants to change. But this is Sam. She has been a nurse for over 20 years, from community nursing in Sheffield to oncology in New Zealand, from private healthcare and building your own clinic offering regenerative treatments and restorative treatments. You didn't just dabble in aesthetics. Well, I suppose you did to a degree, but you went deeper by looking at, I think, PRP for wellness, for sexual dysfunction. The menopause stuff really excites me as well, because again, that's becoming less taboo to talk about, and it's much more in the media than it ever was. But I'd love you to do that here as well. The menopause coaching, joint injections, IV support, minor surgery, hair restoration, another biggie. We need to talk about that. Huge. And from your patients traveling up and down the country to come and see you because nobody else was offering it, which I think is unbelievable, and something that more people need to put their head above the parapet and speak about, because clearly it's not. If they're having to travel miles to come and get these sorts of things done, we know it's an issue for so many people that it's just not being spoken about. And then, of course, you said you did something really brave, which was to recognise your burnout, downsize, pause, just give yourself a minute, and have come back from that to relaunch your Rejuve clinic. So I'm saying it right? Yes. Based in Bakewell. Are you in the Luminox Centre?
Yes, so that's a wellness centre in itself, which is an amazing clinic, which is looking at the other side of wellness, which is looking at red light therapy, saunas, cold water baths and things, oxygen therapy, which is another biggie, run by the amazing Holly, and she has her own journey, which she's another one that you should get her on here. Right. She's a force to be reckoned with as well. Her power and drive to do things, but she's had her own health issues, which again drives her to want to help other people and support not only people in business, but people generally on their own health journeys. And she's just brilliant.
It always comes from a place, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. You've always have a why, don't you?
Definitely. And her why is just, again, next level, because she recognises that in herself from coming from that drive of the business world and coming to, this is what's burnt me out, caused me these health problems, to actually know I want a slower life and something that's going to regenerate me. Yeah. And this is not only going to do that, but this is my passion and my why behind it, and being able to bring that into, the Peak District and a better place.
Unbelievable.
So, and she did it from start to finish, from a building that was just empty to completely rebuilding an empty space. I mean, it's outstanding. Yeah, she's done it all within 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's stunning.
I need to come and see this place.
Yeah.
So there, do you focus on microneedling, polynucleotides? do you, that's that side of regenerative medicine, skin boosters, do you
That's
still
a
do that?
small
Or
minority
right, okay.
of what I do.
Yeah.
The focus really is the PRP, because that's what I'm really passionate about, and the drive with that, and educating people that this is the treatment to be looking into and watching out, because it's something that very little downside side effects, because it's your own blood.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
absolutely. I do believe that massively when we talk to patients about it. You know, we take your blood, we spin it, we re-inject it. It's very natural, you know, and shouldn't be, you know, be feared, because it's our body doing its own thing. So I think that needs to be, you know, really celebrated for people that want, and people are moving more that way anyway. Fillers are becoming less popular now. We know that you know, most clinics now, there's about 40% less filler treatments being done than they ever used to be, because people are getting them dissolved. You know, it's unbelievable. So I think people are moving more into this regenerative era. Whether this is another trend that we'll see, and the ebb and flow of the industry, which, having been in it for a long time, we can see this real these peaks and troughs until we get true regulation in. I don't know yet, but let's hope that we're moving in the right direction. I think it'll be here to stay.
Are doing the research more, and they've also seen the damage, not only physically but psychologically, that it's been doing. So I think people are taking more care of themselves, which is good.
100%. I think they did since COVID.
Yeah. And that is brilliant, and it's nice to see people are doing the research of what is good for us, especially with the rise of cancer and everything else. People are sitting up and looking, which is brilliant.
It is. It's a new movement, isn't it? You know, I think gone were the days like the way I speak to my mum, and you know, I talk about, you know, what I want to do in self-care, and she's like, "Oh, right,
yeah."
What do you mean you're doing yoga? Yeah. She was used to do Keep Fit with Jane Fonda in the front room or whatever. But you know, we didn't get permission to do this self-care, this like inward looking. And you know, I think that's huge now, and people are taking it on themselves. More home treatments are being done now than ever before as well, especially with light therapy. When did we think we're going to move into that era? You know, we've gone from like sit in the sun, don't sit in the sun, drink red wine, don't drink red wine. Now we're back in under lamps, which are really good for us. So it's huge. So I'm with you on that. But your story, Sam, isn't about just, you know, the past that you've had. I want to explore why this, why you, why now. This is big for me. I always find that there is an inner why in where we are. And it sounds like you've got a belief that goes beyond your, you know, love of just PRP. You know that it's so much more holistic for the human than what it can do. And you've said that. So thank you for joining me.
No, thank you for having me.
Welcome to Bareface Chat. What brought you on?
I go big on energies. I think you're always where you're meant to be.
Yeah.
And I was just scrolling, saw your page. It really resonated. And it's very rare that I stick with, and I watched one of your videos all the way through, and then I just kept scrolling, which is great on your videos. Okay. So I thought, okay, well, send the message. Let's know more about that and see if I can get on. Excuse me. And very kindly, got a reply and thought that's where I'm at. That's where I want to be. Let's see where it goes and what can come from it. So I want to find out a bit more, and here I am.
Yeah, I'm so pleased. That's exactly what this was for. I've said in a few other podcasts, a few other guests, I think people are fascinating, and the job that we do, being in the clinic room, being so close, with so close proximity with our patients, they're not just numbers or patients. They're people with stories. It's like, you know, I mentioned before, didn't I, like the old Big Brother kind of mentality. I think that I don't want to hear from a celebrity. I want to hear from a human, a real person living, grafting, raw life. You know, that's where you go. That's where it resonates with you. And, you know, I think that I've had my own struggles and troubles, and, you know, I was adopted as a baby. Mum and dad are white. You know, I've been brought up and had experienced racism, and being in this industry has allowed me to be a version of myself, and I've evolved and stuff. And I've never wanted to overfill anybody's face. It's always come from a place of wanting people to just be the very best versions of themselves. And when I normally invite people onto the podcast, but when I read about you, I would have invited you on.
Right.
Because I felt that there was a real synergy or like some sort of connection, that we were both coming from the same place, and you don't find that in aesthetics. I know, that's not really your umbrella, but where you sort of started and where it kind of maybe it draws us both in is, I guess it would be defined as that. So I want to talk a bit about, especially because you want to know where it's going to go, and I'm excited that you saw it and something resonated with you. That's all we do it for. Can I ask you a bit about your life as a nurse?
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. Okay, so let's get into that. So you've obviously been nursing for over 20 years.
Yeah.
What took you into nursing in the first? Why did you want to get into nursing?
So I had cancer when I was 4. I had a tumour in my kidney, and I first of all wanted to be a doctor. And going through my treatment when I was 4, I saw the nurses, the way that they just used to rush around, always had a smile on your face. They were the ones holding your hand at night when my hair was falling out. And
that's horrendous. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. But they inspired me. When I used to watch the nurses and the passion and the smile. Yeah. When I was in Birmingham Hospital and I was on my own, because my mum and dad were very young. They were in the early 20s, but they had my siblings at the time. So I used to spend a lot of time on my own. But they were sitting up with me in the middle of the night when, I was being sick.
Yeah.
And like I said, I had long, blonde, curly hair before I had chemo.
Yeah.
And my hair would be falling out and they'd be brushing it and cheering me on. And as a child, that's your norm, isn't it? You don't have anything else. So you've got sort of lines coming out of you and you just sort of doing your colouring and you don't know.
No.
Like, I think the way I had a 80% chance that I wasn't going to survive, but you don't know.
Shit.
And I was sat there and these nurses were painting my windows with, again, cartoons, and that's all I remember.
Wow.
But the nurses were the ones that were dressing me up in a nurse's uniform or Superman.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm bloody Superman today.
Wow.
And
that's how it should be.
Yeah. Or I'm a nurse tomorrow. And I used to carry my little bag around and I didn't know I was pretty much going to die. Anyway, I had my kidney out, had chemo, had radiotherapy, and all my hair dropped out and I survived. And it was only years later, Mum said, you were meant to die.
Oh my God.
And I was like, no, I didn't actually.
Wow.
And I don't think it would have made a difference to me because as a child, I didn't
you don't
have
know any different.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
And I think you just bumble along. But one thing that I did remember was these nurses, they were like superhuman to me because they were just there. And they were the ones holding me and hugging me. And not saying that my parents didn't, because they were superhuman.
And 24/7. Yeah, I get that.
And the kindness and resilience, and that's what made me passionate. I thought,
goosebumps.
Yeah.
To feel that net. Yeah, you're right back there.
Paediatric nurses, I couldn't do it. I knew I wanted to be a nurse, but their strength is like next level. It's just superhuman. It makes me well up because years later, one of my younger brothers actually got cancer as well. He got a Hodgkin's lymphoma. And again, it brought me back to that thing. And I used to sit next to his bed and think, I couldn't do what you do. Wow. Those nurses there looking after children and having my own children. I just thought that kind of, those nurses, that is next level. I mean, sitting next to elderly patients holding their hand. I mean, I'm an end of life nurse. That's what I specialised in.
Yeah.
That's bad enough.
Yeah.
Holding their hand as they go on to their wherever they go to after this world. That is bad enough. And they've had a full life. But to a child, there is just nothing. I don't know where you put that kind of grief. So for me, that's what inspired me. It was those nurses.
That's what I loved about kids.
Yeah.
You got something from children, this abundance of energy and belief because you knew nothing else.
No.
That's what filled me as a peds nurse, seeing that. There wasn't any, they hadn't got the life experience.
There's no doubt.
No fear, no doubt, no, that's what kept me going as a paediatric nurse. Yeah. The children were amazing.
And that's what my mum said. She said, when I wheeled you down that morning when you were going down to surgery, she said, you turned round and said, it's okay, mummy, don't cry. and I was like, gosh, I said, I do remember saying that to you, mummy, because I didn't understand your sadness. I just thought, oh, it's just another thing that I was going to do.
Yeah.
And she said, because my mum was only 24.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And you just think 24
so
at that age. Yeah. I was travelling to New Zealand and not a care in the world kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what that felt like for her to have that kind of worry of your child going to surgery.
Yeah.
And so many parents do it.
But still, you can never know what it's like when you have to be in it to truly understand it.
But I think that kind of, again, that resilience as a child, you don't think about it, do you?
No,
whereas
you don't. The innocence of children.
Yeah,
you're right.
But I think, again, as we grow older, we learn to not be as carefree with choices. But I think out of all my friends, though, I am that one of, I'll try it and see. If it doesn't work,
give it a go.
At least I'm not wondering what if, because I'd hate to get to my deathbed and think, well, at least I didn't, you know.
You've given it a go, haven't you?
Yeah. And if it didn't work, then fine. I haven't wondered.
Or lost anything. Absolutely.
I've lost loads of stuff, but I've learned. Learned along the way. And I'd much rather do that. And that's something that I tell my children. Always try it. And so, but yeah, that's the story of...
Wowza. Oh my goodness me. What an amazing story. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for being so open about it, because I think that, this is what I love about this, because you don't know what's behind the person. You don't know what anybody's lived experience is until they talk about it. And it gives you an entirely different viewpoint. It gives you a different vantage point on life when you hear about somebody else's story, because without even realising it, it'll hit something in you. And if you can do that to somebody, I think that's incredible. That's very, very emotional. Okay, let's move on before I start crying. Wowza. Gosh. And you're here to tell the tale as well.
Absolutely.
Well, not many people go through that, babe. So you've done, like, you've cheated death or not, or you've survived
quite a few times.
Oh, really? A few stories there. I can't wait to get into those. So was your move into oncology then because of your experience?
No, I just think that it was part of a journey and opportunity, and that oncology in New Zealand
why New Zealand as well?
An event in Manchester, and I was bumbling along. I'm a bit like Dora the Explorer. Got my little backpack. I was on the way to the train station on my way home. Bearing in mind I'd just got married, so I was 23, 24. And I saw those...
that boots. Which husband boots.
I saw a sort of one of those sandwich things, a board outside a building, and it said, interviewing today, New Zealand nurses, we want you, kind of thing. So
was it on Deansgate?
Free, it was possibly somewhere around there.
I did a similar thing.
Yeah, free coffee and a pen. So obviously nurses, we were like, free pen? Where?
So true.
I need to go and see this.
That's so true.
So up these steps I went with my little backpack, munching on a bag of crisps or something, and sat down, signing my life away kind of thing. Went for an interview and post in Wellington. When can you travel? Like, when do you want someone to go? Well, we've got flights going out in 8 weeks' time. I said, okay, that's fine then. Went home that night and said to my husband, I'm going to New Zealand in 8 weeks, and if you want to come, then come. And if you don't, then I shall see you in probably 6 months' time.
Stop.
And he's like, yeah, okay, let's go. Well, we didn't have any children.
Okay, so you were good.
We couldn't move because we were just about to hit the financial crisis in 2008.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have children, but we couldn't sell the house for a bigger one. I said, right, let's rent it out. let's fuck off and go.
Yeah. Amazing. Was he on board?
He was a social worker.
Okay.
A bit of a lazy shit. So he was fine with not working. We went. That was the job that was offered to me, oncology, and we went, packed our bags and went.
Love that.
And it was an amazing experience.
Was it?
Yeah.
How long were you there for?
Only 6 months.
So you did the 6 months that you said you didn't carry on?
Well, unfortunately, my dad passed away.
Okay.
So I thought, well, okay, that's my sign to come back. Sorted all that out. So because my mum and dad got divorced.
Okay.
And I just thought, well, okay, that's another sign that I need to come back, sort that out. And again, the opportunities over there for nurses especially, they treat you like gods.
Yeah.
Not like here,
No.
where it's a bit of a dirty word.
So true.
And you go into the NHS and you kind of like...
Yeah, absolutely.
Over there, they're like, oh, gosh, thank you for all your hard work and things. As soon as I got over there, you met off the flight, you put up in a hotel, you and your husband, everything paid for. They help you find accommodation, all your flights are reimbursed. They paid for me to go to the South Island for all my chemotherapy training, put up in a hotel, pay for my husband to come with me, back to a state-of-the-art chemotherapy centre in Wellington. It was just a lovely, lovely experience. Yeah. But the wages are just massively low.
Oh, really?
Cost of living is really high because of you're just so out of the way.
Okay.
So you've got all the import costs of everything that you buy over there. But honestly, I used to walk to the centre of Wellington and the views were absolutely fantastic. You've got, it's just, the life is just amazing. So if you retire and you've got the money behind you, absolutely go and do it.
Yeah. Wowza, babe. What an experience.
Yeah. And I think you can't put a price on that kind of experience.
Absolutely. I'd have loved to do that.
Yeah.
I looked at it myself. Very similar story. There was an A-board and offer of a coffee and a pen.
Fun.
We're like that.
And
absolutely.
I got both. I got both. I got 2 pens.
The way we treated. Honestly, you're like, oh my God, we get a free
That's
one,
all
guys.
It costs.
Yeah.
Whereas now they take your pin number off you, except a pen.
Honestly, this is our lives. That's unbelievable. I think that's amazing and a really brave thing to do. I think there was a time, wasn't there? Obviously, if we trained at a similar time, there was a time that they were really recruiting Australia, New Zealand for nurses. And I think that given the state then, lots of people will have gone because of the state of the NHS, even back then.
I think it's coming round again though now. But I think people are scared now. And but again, I think you've got to be that type of person to willing to take that chance. And I would say I'm one of those people that, again, will take a chance and let's take that chance because you never know.
You never know. And that's how I think you should live. So you've got 2 boys, did you say?
I've got 2 wonderful boys.
Oh, yes. Ditto. Tell me about your boys.
So I've got Charlie, who's my youngest. He's 13, nearly 14. And I've got Noah, who's 15, both 6 foot, who absolutely adore me, eat me out of house and home. Told them can't afford to keep them much longer. Just wonderful, wonderful young men. Absolutely, just the best thing that I've ever done, created in my life. And
that sounds so nice.
Every day they remind me that actually I haven't done too badly.
Yeah.
Out of all the things that you think, or I think sometimes, I haven't done too well out of everything. But when they walk through the door, they're clumsy as hell and knock things over. But sometimes I do beat myself up and think, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or I haven't made the right decision. Yeah. But when they come in and they make you a cup of tea and say, here, Mum, have a relax a bit. And you just think, what did I do to deserve that?
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to nag them. And the rooms might be a bit of a shit tip sometimes.
We know this. We know this.
I worry even more when, I look in the wardrobe and everything's folded really well. And you just think, oh no, that's even bad. That's even worse.
So true.
The school teachers, when you go to the open evenings and things, or they ring you out the blue and say, you know what, your 2 sons, they're in all of my classes and they're a delight. They're just so polite. And I'm like, that's
gorgeous.
just so lovely. And that's better than any award better than any business that I've ever opened or done or any achievement. And motherhood, I never thought that I'd be good at it. And it's just such an achievement in itself. Spoil me to bits, absolutely to bits. I pull up in my car, take my bags out the car and everything. I love like being in the garden and, you know, gardening and things, but they're like, Mum, I'll finish that for you, pushing the lawnmower up and down and things. And I think
you've done that.
Yeah. And I think as well, because they are so much bigger than me now and I'm like tiny, they're realising that, you know, they get so much pleasure out of doing things. And I think that's where, because I'm massively into the masculine and feminine energy, when I let them do things, the joy on their face,
that's it.
It's just like priceless.
I didn't realise that this was a thing, and I realised that I've probably emasculated lots of men because I'm a real doer, and I sit in my masculine energy without even realising I'm in it. And the relationship I'm in now, I've met this most incredible human. He's just so he sits between both, and I'm more feminine because of it. I'm softer because of it. And I didn't realise that's what I needed. It's absolutely allowed me to sit in it. And whereas before I might be a bit more like, nope, you know, and I so believe in that now. So yeah, I get that.
I thought that's because I always had to do it, but a man once said to me, an ex-partner, and he was lovely. He taught me, he says, I know you can do everything yourself, but please allow me.
Yeah. Allow me.
Because I get so much pleasure out of doing so much for you. He says, he says, I know you can do everything.
Yeah.
He says, you put me to shame, some of the stuff that I'm on the roof. He says, do you ever catch you being on the roof, fixing your own roof? He says, what's all that about?
Yeah.
But my boys are the same. They're like, Mum, don't. We can lift that for you. And sometimes it's just habit.
Yeah.
But I was married for a very long time to somebody that used to let me get on the roof.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't, I'd get home from a 14-hour shift.
Same.
And he'd be like, something's broken, can you go and do that? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do, you know. And drove myself to the hospital, you know, got a heart condition, on high-risk pregnancy. And the morning of my cesarean, I was driving myself to the hospital because I was first on the list and I'll meet you there later. And it's all these things that you don't see at the time.
Yeah.
But
so true.
looking back, but then again, that's why I'm not married to him anymore.
Absolutely.
And it's showing up for those kind of, but again, showing up in your feminine, attracting the masculine.
That's right. It shifts, doesn't it? When you sit in it, you definitely attract
the right men show up.
Absolutely. And that's, I agree with that. I think whatever wounds I had were, you know, mirroring that. And it's not what I needed, but I was very, very, I sat in my masculine more than I sat in my feminine.
And it has its place. Your masculine traits do come in, but certainly not, that's not what I want in a relationship.
I agree. Yeah. No, it takes time though, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
So let's go into the PRP regenerative side of things, because this sits with me, this hits me, I've got a massive belief around this and have thought a lot about PRP because we used to use it in clinic. We've still got a centrifuge, don't know if it's great. I was going to talk to you about that after the podcast. We'll talk shop after. Why PRP, right? In what areas? You've already mentioned to me before you came in, and guys, listen, she was talking to me about you know, traditional aesthetics and moving this area is not traditional aesthetics as we know, because not everybody's doing it. Why PRP and why move away from traditional aesthetics?
I think PRP because, first of all, not many people know about it. And if they do know about it, it's because they call it by the vampire facial, first of all.
Explain what PRP is for those that don't know about it.
PRP is platelet-rich plasma. And it's made from your own blood. When we cut ourselves or have any kind of trauma, your body repairs itself. And it's this liquid gold, as we call it, that is very good at repairing in our body. Yeah. So what we use it for is to, not necessarily repair, but super hyper focus on doing whatever we want it to do. So say we want, not necessarily a facelift, but to boost, not say we want to brighten our face of just collagen boosting,
Yeah.
for example, in the face. So brighten the face. We would inject the face with little tiny injections with with the meso technique and microneedle, and that will freshen it, freshen the face with if you do that multiple times over a period of time, so do every 4 weeks, 3 times, you will get a definite change. It's like reversing the clock.
Okay, cool. So a lot of people ask me about it for fine lines, and I think yes, but I also don't see as much movement in fine lines or any degree of line, because we know we need a bit more collagen hit.
Yeah.
You know, we really want to start like
it won't work on static lines, certainly not deep setted lines. And this is the thing, you've got to do it for a long period of time.
Yeah.
It depends on the age, it depends on the person.
This is it.
It's about education. A lot of people want to use it as a filler.
Yes.
And it's not going to correct that level of damage.
No.
And again, people are under the misconception with a lot of cosmetic medicine. People come into aesthetics and they need surgery.
Yes.
And you can't do that.
No.
No amount of filler or Botox is going to give you that.
100%.
And
we need to know when to say no, right?
Yeah. You need surgery.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, you can't do no threads, nothing is going to do
limitations,
that. And that's the other part of this. So part of my job is being realistic with people and managing expectations.
Yeah, it's the biggest part of what we do, right?
Yeah. It will freshen you, but it won't give you a lift.
Yeah.
You will need a surgeon to cut away that piece of skin.
Absolutely.
And sew you back up. And we need to have frank, honest conversations.
I agree.
Yes, I can give you PRP.
Yeah.
It will cost you this much. You will probably need 20, 30.
Yeah.
And it will freshen you.
Yeah.
But will it give you what you want? No, it won't.
Absolutely.
Surgery will.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think what I think people still struggle with, or when they're in consult, is this. I don't know if you hear this, but they say, "I'll pay for it if it works."
Yeah.
Nah. You know, we know it's really good at its job. Is it good in you? We don't know yet. We'll get there. But it's that real, like, I'll only pay for it if it works. We know it works. Does it work with you? We'll see.
Can you make me look like this? Well, no, because she's 20 and you're 65.
Oh, absolutely.
And she's got different bone structure,
Oh my
so
gosh.
that won't work.
Yeah.
And you try and explain the way that bone structure works, even for somebody with the same age.
100%.
Explaining bone structure and age, and even the same, you know, your ethnicity works.
Oh, I've had somebody that said, "Can I have your
smoke."
lips?" I was like, "I'm not sure they'd suit you."
Yeah. Yeah.
These are Jamaican.
Yeah. It's so bizarre what people, and just it, but it's again, educating people
100%.
and looking at where that need comes from. And again, that's why I moved into sort of coaching as well, because a lot of the things that I was doing, it was coaching. It wasn't anything to do with cosmetic or aesthetics or anything else. And I just think, I'm spending all my time here. And this is why I don't do free consultations as well, because that's another big thing.
Yeah,
why don't you do free consultations? Because you're taking up an hour and a half of my time.
I've only just started doing that.
No.
Yeah.
Do I get it off the price of my treatment? No, you don't. Do you turn up to work for free? No, you don't.
True.
This is my time.
Yes.
And half the time I tell you to go away.
Yeah.
A lot of the time I tell people to go away.
Yeah.
And it's valuable information, because I've saved you probably £12,000 of treatment that you didn't need.
Absolutely
and
right.
loads of therapy after that, because usually you've gone for things that you don't need.
Yeah. I hear you.
It
massively,
is.
Massively.
A lot of it is about talking to people and re-educating, and a lot of the time it's stuff that they don't want to hear. A lot of the time they come back 6 months later and say, yes, I realised what you said. It wasn't what I wanted to hear at the time.
Yes.
However,
right.
Yes.
So true.
So can I go with what you did recommend?
Oh my gosh, the amount of times they go, I'm back. And you know that. You know you'll see this influx of people back. And that's because they might shop around, and actually you've given them the most honest advice, which 90% of people won't do.
Or they come back, actually I had the treatment that I thought that I needed, and now I'm going blind because I've had filler underneath my eyes.
Shocking.
I'm losing my sight. I'm like,
Yeah.
Can you put it right, Sam? No, I can't.
No, I
You need
agree
to go
with
to
that.
the hospital.
Absolutely. I do not like touching other people's work. I just don't like it because I try not to do it. I'll send them back to where they were before. But, you know, there's some times where our code overrides that. So let's talk a bit about, and this is where it's going to get juicy, people, the PRP for sexual dysfunction. Now, what led you into that side of it?
So I had a hysterectomy for PMDD when I was 36.
Yeah.
And that's for premenstrual tension. For anybody that doesn't know, I struggled with extreme hormonal dysfunction where I was getting migraines to the point where it was mimicking strokes. So at the time, I owned a care company, and it was really difficult to be running a care company and having young children and doing all of that during COVID at the same time. So I did my own research and spoke to a consultant and went for a hysterectomy.
Wow.
So during the surgery, they damaged the nerve in my leg and in my labia, which meant that I had lots of pain and also neuropathy.
Oh my gosh.
And numbness in the left side of the leg and my labia, which was very, very painful. So I went back to the consultant and I said, it's affecting me sexually.
Absolutely.
I didn't have a partner, but that shouldn't make a difference anyway,
Of course
because
not.
your sexuality is part of you. Anyway, as a woman, it's a huge part of me, my sexuality. And the answer from the male consultant was, well, it's cosmetic. It doesn't matter. And as a 36-year-old woman,
diabolical.
I said, well, it does, actually. My sexuality is incredibly important to me.
Absolutely.
And my identity as a woman and my femininity.
It's like someone stripped that away from you. And you have to deal with having the hysterectomy in the first place.
And your identity and your femininity.
Absolutely.
And also, we know that orgasms for a woman help you relax.
Yeah.
It lowers cortisol levels.
Yeah.
It helps with blood flow. It's good for skin, actually.
Yes, because of the blood flow, absolutely. And we start
blood flow and everything. Yep. So when you can't have an orgasm, which I really struggled after that, and we know that through the menopause anyway, it's more difficult to have orgasms because of the loss of estrogen and loss of sensation, and also the pain was horrendous. So that was the kickback. So I was already doing PRP at the time, and I was doing research. And then I heard about the procedure with PRP called the O shot.
Okay.
And the P shot for men.
Yeah.
So the O shot is a procedure where you inject PRP into the clitoris, the labia, and you can also inject it into the G spot.
Yeah.
That also helps with the pelvic floor.
Yeah.
If you have continence issues for women.
Yeah. I've heard this before.
So I thought, well, the NHS is not going to help me with this, so I will see if it helps.
And roll the edge of our seats.
I went for the training down in London.
Yeah.
And rather than trust anybody else, because again, I am open to lots of procedures and things like that. I'm not shy. I will go for my smears. And, you know.
Yeah.
I actually did this procedure on myself.
Ooh.
Which is fine because we use numbing cream.
Yeah.
And you also use a local anaesthetic.
Yes.
So it's very, very comfortable.
Okay.
So I injected myself and it's brilliant.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, tell people, this is where people will start to lean in and listen, put their books down and go, okay. Who would benefit as a woman? Who would benefit as a man? From
everybody. I think even if you don't have any problems, go for it.
Okay.
So for women, so I can only tell from my side of things, it helps women going through the menopause.
Okay.
Particularly if you've got loss of sensation, lack of lubrication.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant because it does heighten sensation down below. Yeah. So women that used to come and see me in my clinic, it was, again, like my story.
Wow.
They'd had hysterectomies. I used to get a high percentage of ladies that had hysterectomies. Similar story. that had damage to the nerve, and again, pain in that area. So either pain to the labia, pain to just the surrounding nerves.
Yeah.
So it used to help
Yeah.
in that area to help with the pain, but also increase the sensitivity and the lubrication.
So if you've got low libido as well, will it help with that? Because this is something I'm hearing a lot from menopausal women and men losing testosterone. So when we look at our lowered testosterone levels, with not just age, but with women that are going through the menopause, because we know if we do if you're having a look at bioID hormone replacement therapy, they'll look at very specific hormones rather than just going to get HRT from the GP, where they might look at, progesterone, estrogen. They might not look at DHEA. They won't look at testosterone, all that sort of stuff. With the menopause head on for women going through that, has that helped with low libido as a standalone issue or not necessarily? Is it more about
This is where it's interesting because there's so many different parts of it.
Yeah.
And this is where I train to be a sexual coach as well.
Okay.
As the menopausal coach, because it all goes hand in hand with the psychological side as well as the physiological side.
Yeah.
So there's different hats with it because they're all interlinked, because you've got to be relaxed, you've got to be functional.
Okay.
So physiologically, you've got to have everything working.
Yeah.
Because if you've got that mental block, even if everything's working, it won't.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I've had consultations with men and women where everything's absolutely fine.
But it's there.
Yeah. So I'll do coaching with them and they won't even know. I'll know everything's working.
Wow.
And I'll do the coach because I've asked them questions.
Yeah.
And I've done the coaching with them and they'll be like, everything's fine. And it's almost like Dumbo and the Magic Feather. And they've had the treatment.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, you don't need the treatment, but they'll continue having the treatment because they think it's the treatment that's working.
I've got you.
But it isn't. It's my coaching.
Okay.
So essentially the pain for the treatments.
Yeah.
And I've said, it's not the treatment that's working. Yes, but
you're unlocking, aren't you?
Yeah. So that's why I invested in the training for the sexual coaching.
Got you.
Even though
that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
Because there isn't really a formal coaching for that in this country.
Yeah.
It's not really a thing as such.
No, I know what you're saying. It's not been identified, has it?
No,
as
not
such,
really.
As in its own right. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It's such an interesting subject because
massive.
We're very British about it because we don't talk about it.
Absolutely.
But it causes, it's such a high divorce rate because I get men who come, and I've had couples as well, come in for it.
Together?
Who've come in, not together, but have it. One on one couch and one on the other.
Interesting.
Open your legs, please. And they'll both tell the different stuff. But instead of having conversations.
Oh, wow.
They were like, yeah, I'm struggling with this. And I'm like, well, really? You've both got sensitivity. Because you're both jumping a mile when I'm putting your cream on.
Yes. So it's not
the cold cream. It's not that.
Wow, that's so interesting.
You can't have the conversation together.
It's so true that. It's so true. And I think it's still a taboo subject to a degree. We're getting better. But I still think between couples, it's really, it's shied away from. Like, you daren't, women still now like, trying to get undressed or, be at one with their sexuality and be able to even, people now, it still can't even look at themselves.
And this is the other thing. This is why I say to the women, this when they come in for the O shots, when was the last time you dated yourself, even if they're married?
Well,
because my sister always laughs at me. She's like, "Oh, Sam, what are you doing?" when she FaceTime me, and I'll be at home, full underwear, stocking suspenders, and everything, and a glass of wine.
No,
and she's like, "It's just, are you scared who's going to knock on the door?" Yeah, who's with you? No one. Who's at the door? I'm ordering a takeaway. It's for me.
It's great.
And but you're supposed to date yourself because if we don't do that, I'm not going to just do that for a man.
Yeah.
Because I want to do it for me.
Yeah.
I like wearing nice underwear.
Okay.
My mum always looks at me as well. She's like, your drawers are just full of underwear for you. And you're single.
Oh, I think that's
Like,
great,
look,
though. How
that's better than
empowering.
opening a drawer with just one pair of grey underwear,
Oh,
mother.
girl, I think, but you know, I only, like, you buy your nice knickers and your nice underwear when you're dating somebody. Otherwise, I'm just like, Bridget Jones, please. This comfy. No?
You can buy nice underwear that's comfortable.
That true.
And when you walk downstairs in a nice kimono
Yeah.
and you're making a coffee and you're in your feminine and your
need more
coffee
of this.
machine's on and you sit down and your log burner's on.
It's very empowering. It must feel like that for you. Now, I know what you said. I do like to wear like nice stuff day to day, but I don't prioritize it. And I think more women should. We just talked about, again, we've been, I'm not even looking at this. You're answering this so organically. Where, you know, why do you think
that
sexual
goes hand
health
in
is-
hand with the PRP though,
Yeah.
which is going back to it.
Yeah.
But I say that to the women that come in, practice that.
Yeah.
Because that goes hand in hand with the PRP. It doesn't just having that
true.
PRP. Yes, it works. I know it works because it works for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I lock myself in.
I love
Lock
that.
up your sons.
It's out.
No, I don't need to go out. Honestly, I have such a good time in my house. I literally don't go out because I have such a good time in my house. Looking after myself. I don't need to.
That's amazing. So it should be.
But it is. And this is the thing. The bar is so high for me.
Yeah.
It's such an effort to... unless a man's going to take me out for dinner and be buying me my Chanel perfume and things like that, I'm like, I don't want to know. It's just too much effort.
Forget it.
But again, your nice underwear, date yourself. And that's what I would say for women. Really, really date yourself.
Oh, I think that's great advice.
And know what you like in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Because again, I'll get the men coming in for the pee shots and it's like, I really don't know what she likes. I'm like, well, ask her.
Yeah. It's as simple as that.
And most men want to please a woman.
Right.
And the woman's like, I'm too shy to tell him that that's what I want. And I'm like, well, you need to be able to tell him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And they want to please you. So tell him that that's what you want. And I'm like, and if it's painful for you, tell him it's painful and do something different. And if this makes you more comfortable, and this is why we need to get back to doing things that are like, the O shot and the P shot. Let's do procedures and things that help us feel good about ourselves.
Totally. Back to well-being again. Back to that
back
rooted.
to well-being.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what it's all about. That's why I'm so passionate about this PRP. There's no downside to it.
Yeah.
There really isn't. And it's designed for you. What better treatment that is you?
Yeah.
It's from you. It's you.
Oh, that's brilliant. I feel like that's a nugget.
Yeah.
That is
Bare-faced
brilliant.
beauty. That's what it is, isn't it?
Oh, she's knocking him out of the park today. Bare-faced beauty. I love that.
From you. It is from you. It's
from you, for
completely
you. That should be the new Valentine's slogan. What did you do on Valentine's Day? What did you do? Did you date yourself?
Absolutely. I did.
Absolutely. I was hoping you were going to say that. I
Always,
need to practice that.
every single day.
Oh my God.
And that's what I teach my sons.
I need to do that.
That's what a woman looks like coming down.
Yeah.
I've got that many silk kimonos. It's just, that's what's normal for them.
That's
I'm
so
sat in my lounge.
nice.
I'm not sat there like some prostitute on with the silk feathers and things like that. I'm very thin. But I want them to treat their future partner.
Yeah.
I mean, they might turn out gay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But they need to see what a woman looks like when she's calm and feminine.
Yeah.
And they love it.
Oh, that's so
They love
nice.
seeing me, float around the house. Do you want a bath, Mummy? I've just done a bath for you.
Wowzer.
Put all these bubbles in. I'm like, okay then.
That is so true. We've lost that, haven't we?
The joy on their face when I'm relaxed. Like when I closed my my business and I was so stressed, it wasn't bringing me the joy that I wanted. It's like, Mum, we love seeing you so relaxed.
Wow. That's huge.
That's true masculinity.
Yeah,
right there.
absolutely.
And true femininity is sitting there, opening the latest lingerie set.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. I think we all need to take a leaf, honestly. I think that's, I mean, you obviously teach it, but you need to teach more of it.
Going outside, watering your plants in your underwear. It's so empowering. Depending where you live.
I am so not like prudish, but it's making me feel coy. Because I'm like, how can I? Ooh, can I? Should I?
Why not? It's very empowering.
I think I need to. Oh my God. Before I don't know if I could dare have the O shot. But it sounds like I probably need it because everybody does. So you've had such an interesting like tapestry to your life with your boys, with the sexual health stuff and having your own journey. And I think you are so unique. And I think it's really, really fascinating for women and men, the way you speak so coherently and confidently, but with this kind of like quiet confidence because you've had so much life experience to know what, like with the boy, with the boy, loads of women aren't doing that. Or they might be doing it, but they're not talking about it.
I think people don't have the confidence to do it. And I don't know why that is, because I think we see, well, most of it, I think, is the pressure from social media.
Yes, I agree with that.
Everybody's so pressured. So I'm not a huge fan of social media.
Same thing.
I have it because it's a necessity, usually for business.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we all get drawn in, absolutely. We do.
Yeah.
Everybody's not living their best life. They're not.
So true.
They're watching videos of everybody doing this, that and the other. And they're not. Because if you were, you wouldn't be on social media.
Yeah.
You'd be actually living it.
Yeah.
You would be sat in your lounge in your underwear, drinking a glass of wine. Let me tell you, you would.
Yeah, of course.
In your stockings and suspenders. Because that's where the joy's at.
Yeah, of course.
You really are.
And you're not shouting about it, are you?
No. Because again, the people that have found joy and contentment, they're enjoying it.
Yeah, they're in it. Yeah, totally.
Because they don't need affirmation from other people.
No.
To say, I found it.
Yeah, absolutely. All about the likes, all about and it's addictive, isn't it? That level of adoration is addictive. And that's what we're constantly looking for. I don't need it,
because every time I walk through my front door, I've got 2 boys that do that.
Oh, God.
I really do. And that's not just like, but for me, that's a flex.
Absolutely.
You can't buy that kind of. And again, they're not all over themselves. They don't even know they're doing it.
Yeah. Wowzer.
And they're clumsy as fuck, the pair of them.
Yeah, boys are, aren't they?
They're them.
Yeah.
And they're not perfect, but neither am I.
No.
But the fact that it works.
Yeah.
And you can't buy that level of...
No, of course not.
Whatever it is.
It's humanness. It's living life. You've instilled this skill in them as well, which I think is incredible.
It's that security.
Yeah. But it's important now for that. I think the word narcissist gets bandied around a lot. I think, women and ADHD, this, the gender fluidity, all of that sort of thing. There's so much now that kids are being exposed to that, getting back down to the basics like masculine and feminine energy is huge. And when you're when you're marrying that in your world of, PRP's ability to be able to tap in to men and women in their energies to enhance mentally once they've unlocked it, but also physically is huge. And I think that's an amazing testament to who you are and your lived experience to be able to see that and do it so effortlessly. It feels like listening to you. You've already said to me that you're the eldest of 9, and you describe yourself quite introverted. You're quite quiet, but it feels like you've got a big personality, if that makes sense.
I think, yeah, I'm very introverted, as in you won't find me in bars and clubs and things like that.
Yeah.
I think I lead quite a boring life because I'll go to like classical music events and the theatre and things like that. I don't have to be seen in specific places. Yeah. I'll go to odd, unique events like I'll do an extreme day trip to Rome or something really bonkers.
Yeah.
I tend to do things that I just fancy on the day rather than what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Because that'll catch my eye and I'll wonder.
It sounds like, Sam, you are pleasing you.
Myself, yeah.
And that is the epitome, surely, of what the holy grail of what we're trying to do here.
I'm not
for
scared of
happiness.
doing what, but not in a selfish way.
No.
See, if a friend said to me, Sam, I really need you, I am right there.
Yeah.
But again, my friends and family, they're like, we love the fact that you're not scared to just go off and do.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think that's
or
great.
Or take yourself out for dinner. Where are you this week, Sam? Oh, I'm at a tasting menu. To think, oh, your own? Yeah, I just fancied doing
but
today.
Look at what we're trying to teach our children. You know, the image of people, you swimming against the tide. We're trying to say, be individual, be you, be different, stand out. You know, let's not just swim with the rest of the crowd. And it's really nice and refreshing to hear that you can. And it's not come from a place of, look at me, I'm now in Rome. It's not like, you're not saying that. It's
They're like, well, where's your pictures?
Quiet...
I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just forgot. It's all in here. My memories are in here. They don't,
you don't need
they're
to
not for anybody else. I only carry my phone with me because I get lost everywhere. And I'm like, how do I get home from here now?
Amazing. Oh, no, I think it's absolutely incredible. Obviously, again, you'd said that you do yoga, gardening, you do like really kind of random stuff. Is that what keeps you grounded? Is that deliberate? Do you do that because you are spontaneous as a person? Do you do that because you know that from a mental health perspective, you need to keep yourself like grounded and able to cope with work queue, so the work-life balance needs to be there?
I think because I genuinely enjoy them.
Right.
I've always loved gardening. It just suits me. And I found they're good for my body. I like to see things grow, like with plants and things.
Yeah.
You shove things in, but I get that satisfaction as well of digging and getting in the dirt.
Yeah.
And I've always done
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yoga, I think that started off as because when I was younger, I remember talking to my sister and taking the piss and saying, people do yoga. It looks pretty easy. It's fucking hard.
It is.
So I started that about 9 years ago and then just got into it and just really enjoyed it and realised that actually it teaches you how to breathe.
Yeah.
And it is really good for you, and just kept it up and realised that it lowers cortisol levels and all sorts. Yeah. And I used to do HIIT workouts and things like that. But then going through the menopause, realised that actually swimming and yoga is much better for me.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. So I stopped doing HIIT workouts and just do yoga and swimming.
I agree with that.
But I'm not fastidious about it. Like if I feel tired, I won't do any. Yeah. I'll just listen to my body. I'm massively into listening how I'm feeling that day, that week, and that's it.
Yeah. I love that. I did a menopause like a course with a girl called Jem who's unbelievable, and it shifted my mindset on, you know, repair for women, you know, especially during our seasons and stuff, which I thought was really interesting. So we've talked quite a bit about our alignment in terms of glutathione. I mentioned that to you early on. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I think we should definitely like do a part 2 together of this. I think it would be fascinating. I want to just ask you a few Reddit questions because we love to end with those about what people have actually asked about what you've talked about, which I think is really, really interesting. So if you don't mind me asking you just a few like Reddit style questions, is that all right? I think that there's a real synergy between my clinic, what you do, and I think if we could do, like I say, move into another regenerative like chat, I think that'd be great. But people are asking about PRP. We've talked a bit about it anyway in skin rejuvenation. Do you feel that it's moving from, so are we overfilling faces when we should be repairing cells? I believe we are. We're definitely overfilling faces, like, and I want to hear your views on it. And is regenerative medicine the future, or is it just another trend? Again, we spoke about a little bit about that. I hadn't even seen these questions. Do you practice what you preach in terms of regenerative medicine down there as well as on your face? Do you do it on your face? Do you? Yeah, as well? Yeah.
So I think we are overfilling faces. I think why we're doing that is because it's quick, it's cheap to do that. I think there's no, because it's not regulated, I think that's a huge problem. I know there's the war between the not qualified and unqualified medics and unmedics. Yeah. And there's some good practitioners out there and there's some not so good practice in both fields. When I had my clinic previously, I was CQC registered, so it was regulated. But what people don't understand is when you're a nurse, you have a PIN number, so you are regulated.
Yes, you're bound by the NMC.
Yes.
Who will hold you to ransom.
Yes. And this is what people don't understand is if you make a mistake or if you are not ethically inclined, you will lose your PIN, your license to practice. So if you're on the flip side, if you're a beautician, and this is nothing against beauticians at all, there are some incredibly good beauticians out there who do practice ethically. But if they do something wrong, they can just go and practice somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't take a license off somebody that hasn't got one.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the issue that we have. It's nothing against us, against them. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's the ethical dilemma that we have.
I agree.
So, and the problem that we've got is that the market it's a difficult market because people are doing let's do an offer, let's do this. And if you're good at marketing and you're good at social media, you can fill your clinics and we're doing a model thing. But I've never done that. Never had to do that. I never got somebody in my clinic on that. Everybody found me through Google, really.
Yeah, okay.
I'm terrible at social media. All of mine are all back to front and upside down and things like that. I did post some things, but whenever I asked a patient how they found me, it was never from social media.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You've got to do that so Google sees that you're doing all the SEO kind of things.
Yeah.
But every one of my patients came from Google.
Oh, wow.
So,
amazing.
Yes, I think regenerative medicine is the way to go.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Well, you've been amazing to listen to. I can't wait to talk to you more. Thank you so much for joining me today. Is it what you expected?
It was lovely.
Oh, good. Have you enjoyed it?
I've really enjoyed it. Well, thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure. I thought I'd be stuck for words and a lot more brain fog.
Absolutely not. You smashed it.
No, it's been really good. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for coming on. And I think we need to do part 2.
Absolutely. Love that. You're brilliant.
Thank you, babe.
No, thank you.
That's it for today's Barefaced Chat. Thank you so much for listening. If you've loved this conversation, make sure you follow, rate, and share. It really helps more people find us and join the conversation. I'll be back next week with another honest, unfiltered chat. Because skin isn't just skin. It's your story, and I'm here for it.